Former Dauphin County Judge Sonia McKnight's ex-boyfriend Michael McCoy testifying today in an attempted murder trial. He spoke to our lease person off camera, and she wanted to know how things went today. He said, "We're going to see tomorrow." That's when the jury is expected to begin deliberations in the attempted murder trial. Our lease person breaks down the details.
Day 2 of Sonia McKnight's trial was a pretty jam-packed one. We ended the day around 4:45 with both sides giving their closing arguments. But I don't want to take you back to the start of the day. We heard from a few witnesses brought up by the Commonwealth, but the very last one that we heard from was no other than Michael McCoy, the victim who suffered a gunshot wound in the early morning hours of February 10th, 2024. While McCoy was on the stand, he described, the pain that he suffered that morning, as well as detailed the relationship that he had with McKnight, especially in the week leading up to that February 10th morning when he suffered that gunshot wound. So he said that in leading up to that, Saturday morning, he had actually, asked and tried to break up with McKnight the weekend before, saying this is over. He said day after day throughout that week, he asked her to leave his house. She didn't, which then brought them to that Friday night. The last, thing that she said to him before he went to bed is, "Oh, so you're serious," when he asked her to leave the house one final time. He says that's when he woke up Saturday morning with one of the worst excruciating head pains he's ever felt. He said, that's when he asked McKnight to, he screamed out for help. McKnight led him to the bathroom. He had to ask her to call for an ambulance. So he really detailed, the relationship leading up to that point, as well as, the pain and what happened in that early morning hours. He talked about the recovery as well. He said he's had to have 2 surgeries because of that gunshot wound, one including a titanium plate going into his head. And then after that, we took a lunch break, and coming back from that, it was made known that McKnight would not be testifying in this trial at all. Her defense then asked for an acquittal, asking for this case to be thrown out. That was denied by the judge. Following that, one witness was brought up by the defense, which then led us to closing arguments. Some big things that the defense pointed out during those closing arguments is that he said the Commonwealth did not provide enough evidence to prove without reasonable doubt that McKnight pulled the trigger. He told the jury that if you have any hesitation while you're trying to make a decision, that shows there's a lack of evidence. He asked the jury to find McKnight not guilty. On the flip side of things, to close the day out, the Commonwealth gave their closing arguments, saying that Saturday morning, Michael McCoy woke up in a nightmare. They said that they're asking for the jury to put the pieces together, such as, McKnight not being the one to call 911 or not offering to call 911, McKnight leading McCoy to the furthest bathroom that morning. The Commonwealth says they believe all of that together shows that McKnight was actually just waiting for McCoy to die that early Saturday morning. They're asking the jury to find McKnight guilty on first-degree attempted homicide as well as aggravated assault. As for what comes next, we are set to be back in court tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. where the jury will then hit the deliberation room, and that's where we will hopefully potentially tomorrow figure out how things will sway in Sonia McKnight's trial. In Harrisburg, Elise Person, CBS 21 News.